If I could put force into this, and it's not in defense, it doesn't have to defend itself and hook into the other distortions, because when this subluxated, other parts of the body, I'll show you where, right now. When this is subluxated, here, 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 and the leg. Because there's a certain phase I found in the 5 phases of spinal cord tension. Each has a resonance. Those same things happen. So I would expect this to affect all those areas. Oh! Oh! He's getting all those spots I talked about. Oh! Oh! Right down the leg like I spoke about. That phasal cord of resonance is the whole system. Innate's doing it. This is the things that led me to wanting to map out the sensory motor strategies for different type of levels of organization of the system, which we've mapped out. At different levels, it organized a higher level of complexity. This is not just a vertebra change.
What you just saw wasn't an accident. It wasn't a reaction to pain, and it definitely wasn't random. With just a few precise touches, the body unlocks something powerful. Waves of movement that seem almost involuntary, yet follow a clear rhythm. This phenomenon, discovered by Dr. Donny Epstein, is reshaping the way we understand healing. It's not about force or manipulation. It's about tapping into the body's natural ability to release stored tension and reorganize itself in ways most people have never experienced. And what you're about to learn might completely change the way you see your own body.
I've been studying this wave that moves the body in certain ways for 30 years. We've demonstrated the wave going through people's bodies, organized it at a level never seen before, and in the body and across the space. So I'm taking the same principle, instead of fueling it from the energy bound up in the body, there's only so much that can be liberated at a time. Instead, we're taking the unbound energy to instantly not change you, but make you a different version who knows how to do it where you already got it.
If you're interested in what Donny's work, what he really does is figure out how to take the energy fields in your body and around your body, take the intelligence that creates your body and align it with what we maybe be seen as your true ultimate blueprint. And the work he's done with me and my wife over the years has given us strategies and tools within ourselves we can do for ourselves, but I use his work regularly. It's been extraordinary.
When most people think of the spine, they picture a simple column of bones, a structural support for the body. But what if your spine was something more? What if it was a living information highway, constantly processing energy, tension, and stored experiences? Dr. Donny Epstein's network Spinal is based on a simple but groundbreaking realization. Your body isn't just a biomechanical machine. It's a dynamic, adaptive system that knows how to heal itself. And this is where things start to get really interesting. In his early research, Dr. Epstein noticed something unusual. When he applied light touches at specific points along the spine, patients' bodies began to respond in waves. These weren't random movements. They followed a pattern, a predictable, structured release of energy. It was almost as if the body was rewiring itself. But here's the big question. How can something as simple as a light touch create such a dramatic response? The answer lies in something called spinal oscillations, and understanding them might just change the way you think about your own body forever.
You see the precision his body's doing around the atlas now. And the energy of that phase, of that stretching associated with the atlas distortion in all these different areas, he found the energy, put it back in, and went through this gateway, and boom, the experience of the world is different.
When Dr. Epstein first observed these spontaneous spinal waves, he realized something profound. The body isn't just releasing tension, it's reorganizing itself at a deeper level. Here's why this matters. Your spine isn't just a stack of bones. It's the central channel for your nervous system, carrying information between your brain and body. Over time, stress, trauma, and repetitive patterns create areas of stored tension, almost like knots in an electrical circuit. But here's where it gets interesting. Instead of forcing the body to relax through external manipulation, Network Spinal works by activating a natural wave within the spine. This wave is called a spinal oscillation, and it's the key to unlocking stored tension. At first, these waves might look chaotic, like the body is moving involuntarily, but research suggests otherwise. Studies show that oscillations in the nervous system help reset old stress patterns, almost like rebooting a computer. When these waves move through the body, they don't just relieve tension. They trigger a profound neurological reorganization. It's as if the body is recalibrating itself, releasing years of accumulated stress and re-establishing a more natural, fluid state of movement. And the results? People report feeling lighter, clearer, and more energized, as if a weight they didn't even realize they were carrying has been lifted.
You must get this. Every thought exists at a certain threshold of energy. If more energy comes through your body, guess what? You get better thoughts. All there is experiencing the energy of creation. The space is sacred, filled with the sacred space, filled with light, filled with love, and it's pure, and it's right, and it is home.
You saw it in the opening footage. The body isn't resisting, it's responding. It's following an intelligent, structured process of self-healing. But here's where it gets even more fascinating. This discovery led to something even bigger. Somato Respiratory Integration, SRI, a technique that allows you to create these changes on your own, using nothing but your breath. But before we dive into that, there's one crucial question left to answer. How does stored tension actually shape the way you feel, think, and experience the world? If Network Spinal helps the body release tension and reset itself, then Somato Respiratory Integration, SRI, is what allows you to tap into this process on your own, using nothing but your breath, movement, and awareness.
Somato for body, respiratory for breathing, integration of the focused tension and breath, energy, movement in your physical body, and now also in the body in the field, because we're finding we're all connected in the field. That's the space between us. These exercises have actually been done on all 7 continents, with at least hundreds of thousands of people.
Dr. Epstein discovered that the body holds stress in specific patterns, not just physically, but energetically. Certain emotions like fear, grief, or anxiety get stored as restricted breathing, muscle tightness, and even subconscious postures that shape the way we experience life. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how your body reacts when you're stressed? Your breathing becomes shallow, your shoulders tense up, and your chest feels tight. That's because your nervous system is locked in a protective state, bracing for a threat that may not even be real anymore. SRI is designed to reverse this process, giving you the ability to release these trapped energy patterns and move into a more balanced, open state. But here's where it gets even more powerful. SRI isn't just about feeling more relaxed, it's about retraining your nervous system. Each breath pattern in SRI corresponds to a different stage of healing, helping you shift from survival-based reactions to a more expanded, empowered state of being. Imagine this: when you take slow, rhythmic breaths into specific areas of tension, your body begins to soften and release stored emotions. As you bring awareness to how you're breathing, you start to notice where you're holding energy and how it's affecting your thoughts and emotions. With continued practice, your nervous system learns new, healthier patterns, making stress easier to process instead of storing it. Studies show that conscious breathwork can directly affect the vagus nerve, which regulates heart rate, digestion, and emotional resilience. This means SRI isn't just about relaxation. It has real, measurable effects on your physiology, emotions, and overall state of mind. And the best part, anyone can do it.
We put our hands like this, one on top of the other, keeping the thumbs down. The first place we put is up here, not at the throat, not at the heart, up here. Our elbows are out. We breathe in the nose and out the mouth. As we breathe in, we expand our chest all the way out as far as we can, a little bit more. And we breathe out the mouth. We bring the movement of our hands, our chest, all the way back to our spine. Let's do this together. First, be aware of the breath. And the movement, expand it more. Be aware of the breath and the movement. Now, as you let go and out, let the hands go back towards the spine. Slowly. Allow it to rock all the way back. As you breathe in again and out, as you're breathing on the way out, you're going to find a place of peace. What does it mean? It's a zone where the parasympathetic nervous system kicks in, the vegetative system, the ability to check in with yourself. That's part of the nervous system. It improves the immune system. It improves the ability to chill out, a digestive system. It improves our calm interactions. Let's go to position number 2, where the diaphragm is, at this part under the ribs, and scoop up a bit. Breathe in your nose, out your mouth, expand that. Oh wow, this wasn't as connected. I can't move it as much. The breath doesn't go as much here. I can't feel the energy. This area is easier. We want to see contrast. We learn and heal through contrast. The second spot is the diaphragm. When we get stressed or have post-traumatic stress disorder, which is very often post-traumatic growth disorder because not enough energy to organize, very often the diaphragm freezes. We go into that pattern and we don't breathe enough. This area doesn't get enough breath. The ribs don't move. And we mind screw over and over. And we experience thoughts rather than the energy necessary. Thoughts bind energy. Energy and information liberates. The third spot is here we do the same thing. In the nose, out the mouth. Find the peace. Which area is most connected? This is most connected here.
Unlike many healing modalities that require external help, SRI puts the power of transformation directly in your hands. But here's something to consider. If breath alone can unlock these deep patterns, what happens when we combine it with the body's natural energy flow? That's where EpiEnergetics comes in. The next step in understanding how we can harness energy, not just for healing, but for transformation at an entirely new level. If SRI teaches you how to consciously release stored tension, EpiEnergetics takes things even further. It's about learning how to direct, amplify, and exchange energy in ways that most people never imagined possible. Dr. Epstein discovered that our bodies don't just function through mechanical processes, they're also energy fields in constant interaction with the world around them.
Now let me show what this might be like, not as a demo, in an actual session. And as I'm going to go here, we're going to actually take the energy of the soul energy. And we're going to take it and going to bring it into the axis of the mind. Watch. And just let you know, this is not my other systems, not network, it's not this, it's own thing, inspired what I learned from the previous things. Keep your legs down. That stillness, that openness, is soul and intelligence, where it's hard to even think.
Think about it. Have you ever felt someone's presence before they even spoke? Or walked into a room and immediately sensed the shift in energy? That's not just intuition. It's your body detecting and responding to energetic fields. And here's the real breakthrough. Network Spinal doesn't just help release trapped tension. It creates energy waves that can synchronize with the energy fields around you. This means healing isn't just something happening inside the body. It's happening in the space around the body as well.
Energy, you may feel that. Raise your hand to feeling it. That's the difference. That's how we affect others. With our energy all the time. With more energy, we affect it coherently. Here we go. And what if we go here? That's the soul intelligence right there. And what happens when I take a look at this? And go like this. Because she can access the soul intelligence, the body has no choice to move that way. Raise your hand if you're feeling this.
Studies on biofield science suggest that the human energy field plays a direct role in cellular communication, emotional processing, and even creative insight. This explains why many people who experience network spinal entrainments report feeling more connected to the people and environments around them, a heightened sense of intuition and clarity, a profound shift in their perception of reality. But here's where it gets even more intriguing. Dr. Epstein found that the way people experience energy isn't random. Instead, it follows a predictable pattern, one that aligns with the 12 stages of healing. And understanding these 12 stages might just change the way you experience your body, your emotions, and even your purpose in life. We've seen how the body holds tension, reorganizes itself through waves, and interacts with energy fields. But how does real healing actually happen? Dr. Donny Epstein's research revealed something surprising. Healing doesn't happen in a straight line. It isn't just about feeling better, it's about evolving. Through thousands of observations, he identified 12 stages of healing, distinct phases that people move through as they shift from pain and suffering to higher levels of energy and awareness. At first, these stages might seem like random emotional ups and downs, but they follow a pattern, a predictable sequence that shows how the nervous system rewires itself after releasing deep-held tension. Let's break it down. The first stages, from struggle to awareness. In the early stages of healing, people often feel stuck, disconnected, or powerless. Their energy is low and their body is in a state of defensive adaptation, holding tension, protecting itself. Sound familiar? Ever felt like no matter what you try, things just don't change? That's because the body is still in a survival loop. The breakthrough comes when a person shifts from feeling trapped in their pain to becoming aware of their body's patterns. The middle stages, releasing and reorganizing. As the body begins to trust its own healing intelligence, people enter a phase of release. This is where the waves and movements in network spinal come into play. Spontaneous body motions, breath shifts, even emotional breakthroughs. At this stage, people often say things like, "I don't know why, but I feel lighter. I just realized something about my life that I've never seen before. I feel energy moving in a way I can't explain." This is where the nervous system is actively rewiring itself, shifting old patterns into new states of function. The later stages, expansion and integration. Once the energy has been released, something remarkable happens. People start to experience themselves in a completely new way. Instead of being defined by old struggles, they feel more adaptable to change, a deeper sense of connection with life, more energy, clarity, and purpose. And this explains why some people who go through network spinal entrainment say they don't just heal, they transform. But how does this actually apply in the real world? How does this shift in energy translate into day-to-day life? That's what we'll explore next. Here's where things get interesting. People who go through network spinal and Somato respiratory integration report some unexpected changes. They don't just feel less pain. They start making different choices. They think differently. They react differently to stress. Because our nervous system reorganizes, your entire way of experiencing life changes. Stress stops controlling you. Imagine two people stuck in traffic. One of them is gripping the wheel, jaw clenched, heart racing. The other is relaxed, breathing steadily, enjoying his music. Same situation, different nervous system response. Most people live in a constant fight or flight state, reacting to stress like it's a life or death situation. But when the nervous system is reorganized, stress no longer triggers the same automatic tension. This means you can handle pressure without getting stuck in survival mode. You start experiencing more energy. Have you ever noticed how exhaustion isn't just about sleep? You can sleep for 8 hours and still feel drained. That's because energy isn't just physical, it's neurological. When the body holds on to old patterns of tension, it's like running too many apps in the background of your mind. You're using up energy without even realizing it. But when those patterns are released, that energy becomes available again. People often report feeling more mental clarity, more creativity, a deeper sense of motivation. Your relationships change. When your body stops holding tension, you start noticing how much tension you've been carrying in your interactions with others. Many people describe feeling more present in conversations, more connected to the people around them, more aware of their own emotional patterns. Every breakthrough starts with a single step. If something in this video resonated with you, don't let it end there. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. Drop a comment. What was your biggest takeaway? And if you're ready for more, make sure you're subscribed. See you in the next one.